Hello and welcome to Clearview News Desk. We are reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. First, the headlines. Governor Nyesom Wike warns newly elected National Assembly members in the state against paying loyalty to the People's Democratic Party National Working Committee. Abuja residents fault the timing and preparedness of cashless policy in Nigeria. United Nations condemns ambush and killing of more than 30 civilians in Mugdolo village in Ngala local government area in Borno State. I am Gloria Atta with these and more. Welcome. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has charged the recently elected National Assembly members in the state not to pledge loyalty to the People's Democratic Party National Working Committee when inaugurated. Wike said the party's leadership did not contribute to the success of their elections. Therefore, the lawmakers must only be concerned about the unity of the country and the interest of Rivers State. Governor Wike stated this when the House of Representatives members-elect on the platform of the PDP visited him to present their certificates of return. The governor said he is optimistic that the PDP in the state will perform well in the next election as it did in the February 25th polls, even as more groups endorsed the party for the March 18 election. The Apex Court has removed former Governor of Kano State, Ibrahim Shekaro, as the candidate of the NNPP in the February 25th National Assembly election, delivering judgment in an appeal brought before it by the Independent National Electoral Commission. The court upheld the judgments of the Federal High Court and the Court of Appeal, both in Abuja, which had earlier upheld the candidature of Rufai Hanga as the candidate of the party. In the judgment prepared by Justice Uwani Abba Aji, but delivered by Justice Emmanuel Ajim, the Supreme Court held that the INEC's appeal lacked merit and substance and dismissed it. The Federal High Court and the Court of Appeal had in their previous judgment upheld Rufai Hanga as the senatorial candidate of the NNPP for Kano Central, following the withdrawal of Ibrahim Shekaro as a member of the party and senatorial candidate due to irreconcilable differences he allegedly had with the party. Bola Tinubu has relocated to the Defense Guest House in the Maitama district of Abuja, from where he will function until he is sworn in as president on May 29, 2023. In this special report, Clearview's Imefo Okon beams the spotlight on why Nigeria's president-elect is always an occupant at the Defense House before the swearing-in.
Is hereby declared the winner. Yes. And is returned elected.
It sounds traditional. For example, in some southern parts of Nigeria, the king-to-be is always put in a seclusion, which in Yoruba land is referred to as Ikpebi. Clearview became curious, asking, is this government Ikpebi? Our research has, however, revealed to us that the movement of a president-elect to the Defense House is a mark of respect. And now, as we speak, Nigeria's president-elect, Bola Tinubu, who we hear is being given the presidential respect before being sworn in on May 29, 2023. Report has it that the Nigerian government made the Defense House available for its private and official engagements. According to a tweet by the spokesperson of the All Progressives Congress Presidential Campaign Council, Festus Keyamo, Tinubu will spend the next couple of months at the Defense Guest House, and from there he will be moved into the presidential villa. Festus said at the Defense House, Tinubu will receive briefings and hold key meetings as a president-elect. He also noted that the notice came barely 24 hours after the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) declared Tinubu as the winner of the February 25th presidential election. Clearview News gathered that the house, also called Safe House, was built by the regime of the former military president Ibrahim Babangida for the use of Nigerians with presidential status. However, this is not a new development as the current president, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, also lodged at the same location months before his inauguration on May 29, 2015. Afterwards, he moved into his official residence at the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja. Meanwhile, the president-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu has pledged to hit the ground running from his first day in office to deliver on his campaign promises.
Meanwhile, Nigerians have continued to react to the Independent National Electoral Commission's decision to postpone the governorship and state houses of assemblies election by a week due to the appeals court ruling to enable INEC reconfigure the beavers. Despite this ruling, some states will not be partaking in the election as they've either had theirs or are about to. In this special report, Clearview Samson Orimoloye will be examining the reasons for the differential in dates.
Since the inception of the Fourth Republic, general elections have been held in 1999, 2003, 2007, 2011, 2015, and 2019. But in Anambra and other states with similar peculiarities like Osun, Ondo, Ekiti, Bayelsa, and Edo, elections into the seats of the governors have been held as standalone since 2010. Anambra remains the only state in Nigeria that has paraded 5 governors under controversial circumstances, including one who spent just 14 days in office. The dramatic twist and turn in the political and electoral history of the state account for the reason why Anambra conducts stand-alone elections for the governorship seats, which produced Governor Charles Soludo during the November 6 election. In Osun, it has been a legal tussle since 2010 when the court replaced former Osun State Governor Olagunsoye Oyinlola of the ruling People's Democratic Party with Rauf Arẹ́gbẹ́ṣọlá before the July 16, 2022 election that produced Senator Ademola Adeleke as the winner of the election. Ondo, Edo, Ekiti, and Bayelsa had their share as well, making it impossible to have a fixed date. As other states go to the polls on the 18th of March to elect their governors, it is expected that these 7 states aforementioned concentrate on State House of Representatives election. Samson Orimoloye reporting for Clearview News.
Today, Clearview News Desk beams the spotlight on the life and journey of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, an astute politician and Nigeria's president-elect in the just concluded 2023 presidential election. Born on March 29, 1952, Bola Ahmed Adekunle Tinubu is a man that wears many hats. He is an accountant, a politician, and was recently announced winner of the just concluded 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. Tinubu spent his early life in southwestern Nigeria and later moved to the United States where he studied accounting at the Chicago State University and graduated with a bachelor's degree in 1979. On his return to Nigeria in the early 1980s, he became an oil and gas company executive. Tinubu married Oluremi Tinubu in 1987. She is the current senator representing the Lagos Central Senatorial District, and they have 3 children together. He also has 3 children from his previous relationships, and his mother, Abibatu Mogaji, was the Iyalode of Lagos. Tinubu is a Muslim and holds 2 chieftaincies. He is the Ashiwaju of Lagos and the Jagaban of the Borugu Emirate in Niger State. Tinubu's political career began in 1991 when he joined the Social Democratic Party. In 1992, he was elected to the Senate, representing the Lagos West constituency in the short-lived Nigerian Third Republic. After the results of the June 12, 1993 presidential elections were annulled, Tinubu became a founding member of the pro-democracy National Democratic Coalition, a group which mobilized support for the restoration of democracy and recognition of Moshood Abiola as winner of the June 12 election. Following the seizure of power as military head of state of General Sani Abacha, he went into exile in 1994 and returned to the country in 1998 after the death of the military dictator, which ushered in the transition to the Fourth Nigerian Republic. In the run-up to the 1999 elections, Tinubu was a protege of Alliance for Democracy leaders Abraham Adesanya and Ayo Adebanjo. In January 1999, he stood for the position of Governor of Lagos State on the AD ticket and was elected governor. During his 8 years in government, Tinubu initiated new road construction required to meet the needs of the fast-growing population of the state. Tinubu, alongside a new deputy governor, Femi Pedro, won re-election into office as governor in April 2003. He was involved in a struggle with the Olusegun Obasanjo-controlled federal government on whether Lagos State had the right to create new local council development areas to meet the needs of its large population. The controversy led to the federal government seizing funds meant for local councils in the state. During the latter part of his term in office, he was engaged in continuous clashes with PDP powers such as Adeseye Ogunlewe, a former Lagos State senator who had become Minister of Works, and Bode George, the Southwest chairman of the PDP. Tinubu's tenure as Lagos State Governor ended on May 29, 2007, when his successor, Babatunde Fashola of the Action Congress, took office. After leaving office, Tinubu, alongside several politicians in 2013, created a mega opposition party with the merger of Nigeria's biggest opposition parties to contend with the then ruling People's Democratic Party. After leaving office, Tinubu, alongside several politicians in 2013, created a mega opposition party with the merger of Nigeria's biggest opposition parties to form the All Progressives Congress to contend with the then ruling People's Democratic Party. In 2014, Tinubu supported former military head of state, General Muhammadu Buhari's presidential bid for the 2015 general elections. In 2015, Buhari won the election, ending the 16-year rule of the PDP and marking the first time an incumbent Nigerian president lost to an opposition candidate. Tinubu went on to play an important role in the Buhari administration, supporting government policies and holding on to the internal party reins in lieu of his long-held rumored presidential aspiration. In 2019, he supported Buhari's re-election campaign, defeating the PDP candidate Atiku Abubakar. On 10th January 2022, Tinubu made his formal announcement of candidacy for president. Although his declaration was marked by controversies across quarters, on 8th June 2022, he won the party convention vote of the ruling APC, scoring 1,271 to defeat Vice President Yemi Osinbajo and Rotimi Amechi, who scored 235 and 316 respectively. On 1st March 2023, INEC declared Tinubu winner of the 2023 presidential election. He was declared president-elect after he polled 8,794,726 votes to defeat his opponents. His runner-up, Atiku Abubakar of the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP), polled 6,984,520 votes. Labour Party's Peter Obi had 6,101,533 votes to come third. Clearview News Desk celebrates Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his contributions to democracy and national development and wishes him more success as he prepares to assume office as the country's #1 citizen.
Nigerians have continued to call on the federal government to ensure there is enough cash inflow in the society as the stress of queuing in banks is becoming unbearable. Clearview's Ememum Bong Esiet spoke with some FCT residents who believe the country is not ready for a cashless policy.
With the recent emergence of long queues at the banks, network issues experienced by the point-of-sales operators, many feel the country is not ripe for cashless policy introduced by the federal government, therefore calling on the authorities to act speedily in finding a lasting solution to the menace, while some feel it is the right step in the right order.
I feel we are not mature for this because I feel before now they're supposed to educate some Nigerians about the cashless policy. You know, some of these things we are not used to it. They will just come up with new policy overnight. You just boom, you see something like this is happening, and you don't really know no in-depth knowledge.
I'll say it's here to stay because in Nigeria, as we take time to get used to some certain kind of policy, I'm actually happy about the cashless policy, even though every one of us are feeling the heat.
Okay, I would like the federal government to look at this matter because everybody is complaining. To orient to adjust it in a way it will suit everybody in this country. Whether they make the cash available or they will they will make the network available to make the transfer.
Nigeria is not yet ready for this cashless policy. We are not ready. We are not fit for it because the reason why I say we are not ready, sometimes network is failing. Someone will send you money, you will not receive the alert, and they will debit the person. Sometimes they will transfer, they will refund back the money. Then POS is having issue. You go to bank, no money. So why are we stressing ourselves for this cashless policy?
With the charges accrued on transfers transactions, many feel it is better to have the cash at hand than having excess in the accounts.
I'll prefer 40,000 naira cash because presently I need money to sort out some things and it's difficult to get cash. Even when you go to banks, they'll tell you that you can't get above 5,000 naira. Sometimes you don't even get.
With the situation on ground now, with all this stress, you might queue for money till 90 bank. They will give you number 200 or 200 and something. When you reach your turn, they say no cash. See, I waste the whole day.
We are passing through a lot. See, let me tell you something. When I'm going to work, I wake up in the morning, I'll be thinking of where to get just 300 naira to go to work. So if I have 50,000 naira in my account, I'll still be thinking of where to get the cash. That 50,000 naira is my account. It's not my money.
I'd rather have 50,000 naira in my account. Because I know I can get it. I may not get it in bulk. I can get it 1,000 a day. I will spend 1,000. The highest they will charge me for 1,000 is 100 naira. So I can't give you my 10,000 and call it 40,000.
The Naira redesign, according to the CBN, is expected to strengthen the economy, reduce the expenditure on cash management, promote financial inclusion, and enhance the bank's visibility of Naira supply.
With the different views gotten from respondents, it is clear that Nigerians are not ready for the cashless policy that is being introduced to the country. So it is imperative for the government to come up with ways to solve the menace. I am Ememobong Esias reporting for Clearview News.
The United Nations has strongly condemned the reported ambush and brutal killing of more than 30 civilians in Mugdolo village in Ngala local government area in Borno State. In a statement on Thursday, the UN, through its resident and humanitarian coordinator in Nigeria, Matthias Schmil, extended heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families and wished the injured who are recuperating speedy recovery. Several persons were also reportedly injured and others are still missing following the deadly attack allegedly carried out by an armed group yet to be identified. According to reports, the victims of this heinous attack were fishermen and farmers eking out a livelihood in an environment that is very insecure. These individuals included both internally displaced persons (IDPs) and host community members from the neighboring Dikwa local government area. It is going to be a clash of the titans at the Cairo International Stadium on Saturday as Senegal battles Gambia in the final of the 2023 AFCON Under-20 tournament. Senegal Teranga Cubs reached the final after Lamine Camara scored a double to help them beat Tunisia 3-0 at the Suez Canal Authority Stadium in Ismaila on Monday. The Gambia Young Scorpions, on the other hand, qualified for the final after they edged out a wasteful Nigeria's Flying Eagles by a lone goal. Meanwhile, the Senegalese and Gambians are the only team in the competition with a 100% winning record and got to the finals without conceding any goal. Let's now join Clearview's Patience Obot as she engages sports correspondent Tony Idoin.
Speaking about the Under 20 Nations Cup, now just give us an overview of the Under 20 Nations Cup coming up soon.
Okay, for the Under 20 Nations Cup, it actually started in the year 1997, and it was first hosted by Ivory Coast. And in that year, Algeria actually won the tournament. So it started in the year 1997, won by Algeria in that year. Thank you very much.
Now, has Nigeria ever won the Under 20 AFCON? Now, while answering those questions, I want you to give us a list of those that have won it.
Okay. Nigeria has actually won the Under 20 African Cup of Nations 7 times. Egypt has won it 4 times. Ghana has won it 4 times as well. Algeria, who won the first edition, has won it once. Mali won it once. Angola won it once, and Congo also won the African Cup of Nations once as well.
Now, with all the list you have said, I'll say that means, should we say Nigeria, we are still at the top, because you said Nigeria won it 7 times.
7 times, yeah.
That means we are still there.
Yeah, we are still there for now, but I feel in subsequent editions, other countries might actually surpass Nigeria, because our performance has been nothing to write home about in past editions.
Okay. Now, why are there always age cheats at the underage tournaments? Because you notice when you see a player looking 30, and when you get to see their age, you're seeing 17, 18, talking about age cheats. Why do we experience such?
As for age cheats, I would say that the reason why we experience age cheats at these underage tournaments is because there is a mentality of we must win in the African continent. Because if Nigeria are going to the African Under 20, everybody expects Nigeria to win at all costs. So this mentality of win at all costs makes the coaches, the federation, the football federation in the different countries wanting to bring players that will help them win the tournament at all costs. Whether the player being 20, whether he or she being 17 or 30, they want to bring them so that it can enable them to win the tournament at all costs, which I would say is actually not helping our football grow. You understand?
Okay, now in Nigeria, why has their performance gone from good to bad? Like you were actually saying from the first question I asked you, you were saying Nigeria made it at 7, but now in recent times, are we going from good to bad, or like why?
Nigeria won the African Under 20 Nations Cup last in 2015. Since then, our performance has been shambles. So I would say the reason for our performance not being good in recent competition is because this age cheat is part of them, and lack of development in our football. Our football in Nigeria has refused to progress. We are just stagnant in a place. The football coaches, the NFF has refused to develop our coaches. They've refused to develop our players. So if you look at our local leagues now, the local league is obviously nothing to write home about, if not recently that it started improving. So you hardly see good players anymore in Nigeria.
Okay, now moving on, could you predict the match between Senegal and Gambia coming up this Saturday?
That is actually a tough one, Senegal and Gambia.
Yeah.
For me, I will want Senegal to win the match.
Why?
Reason being that in the just concluded election in Nigeria, there was a politician who said, Emiloko, meaning it is a stone. So I feel this is Senegal's stone, because they've played in the AFCON, under 20 AFCON final 3 good times, and they've lost it. So I feel this is Senegal's stone to claim what is rightfully theirs.
You're using Tinubu's case study of Emiloko to...
and he actually won. He won actually.
Okay. Let's keep our fingers crossed then. Yeah. Thank you very much.
So I'm predicting Senegal to win on penalty. 0-0 full time, Senegal to win on penalties.
Okay.
Yes.
We keep our fingers crossed then.
We'll definitely keep our fingers crossed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
If you are just joining us, you're watching the news on Clearview News Desk. When we come back, we bring you stories on women and children. Stay with us.
The news continues now with stories from our area of specialization, women and children. After the main transmission of our news, we rebroadcast on our YouTube page, Clearview TV. Do you operate a women or children's NGO? Are you at the helm of affairs of a government establishment or a corporate organization involved in the affairs of women and children? Then you are our partners in progress. We have a mission to better the lot of our women and children. Join us to celebrate womanhood and work assiduously to better the lot of the Nigerian child. This is our mission.
Welcome back. The Ondo State Command of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps on Thursday arraigned a man, Samuel Oni, before a magistrate's court sitting in Akure for allegedly defrauding a sex worker, Blessing Olaitan, of 120,000 naira. During the proceeding, Olaitan told the court that she was a professional sex worker, adding that after having sex with her, the defendant allegedly collected 80,000 naira from her with a promise to transfer the money alongside her 15,000 naira professional fee to her account. She, however, noted that she later discovered that she received a fake alert from Oni, who was arraigned before the court on 2 counts, bordering on conspiracy and stealing. Oni, however, pleaded not guilty to the charges. The defense counsel, Barrister E.O. Nifemi, urged the court to grant the defendant bail, but the NSCDC prosecutor, David Ebriku, opposed the bail application, praying the court to remand the defendant. The corpse of Eliezer Ishia, a 4-year-old boy declared missing a few days ago, has been found inside a manhole adjacent to Mr. Biggs at the Jabi area in Abuja. A family member said Ishia was declared missing on Friday, 3rd March at Filimbol, Jabi Dakibiu. An eyewitness, Joel Joseph, who gave accounts of the incident, said when they found him inside the manhole, his tongue, anus and genitals were chopped off while his eyes were plugged out. The victim's mother described Ishaya as smart and a nursery 1 pupil who was the only child of the family. According to the mother, Ishaya had gone to buy 10 naira sweets in a neighborhood shop and went missing afterwards. May his soul rest in peace. And that's the news, but before we go, a recap of the top stories. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has charged the recently elected National Assembly members in the state not to pledge loyalty to the People's Democratic Party National Working Committee when inaugurated. Wike said the party's leadership did not contribute to the success of the elections, and therefore the lawmakers must only be concerned about the unity of the country and the interest of Rivers State. Nigerians have again called on the federal government to ensure there is enough cash inflow to satisfy the cash need of everyone. The renewed call came following the stress of a day-long queuing in banks by customers to access their money. We also told you that the United Nations has condemned the reported ambush and brutal killing of more than 30 civilians in Mugdolo village in Ngala local government area in Borno State. In a statement, the UN, through its resident and humanitarian coordinator in Nigeria, Matthias Schmel, extended heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families. Remember to like us on Facebook, Clearview Television. Follow us on Twitter at Clearview Online. Follow us on Instagram at Clearview News. And also remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Clearview TV. Many thanks for watching. I am Gloria Atta.